Hi everyone, welcome to take 5, day 2. I've actually filmed this video like 10 times already and I keep messing up around the 4 minute mark. So I'm getting the intro down a little better here. But today I want to jump into a topic that is really near and dear to me because it's really helped change my life and really helped me get a grasp of my situation. And that's understanding emotions. And I think understanding emotions is a huge part of personal development or understanding you or who you want to be. And this actually can solve a ton of other problems in your life if you're able to really identify why am I feeling a certain way and what can I do to get out of this little funk. And the first thing I want to say with it is don't get frustrated with this. It's a process. It's a very long process. It's a process that never technically ends because we're always growing and maturing as people our entire lives. And don't get complacent. And those are three things that are very difficult to do as human beings, seeing how emotional we are and how that can drive a lot of our actions. But with the frustration part for me is I learned how to gain a control or have a base or a foundation for my mindset from constant failure. It took me about 4 or 5 years from the time that I figured out I had a problem or I had stuff going on to really going like, okay, like I know what I need to do. And typically if I'm having issues, it's because I've slacked away from my fundamentals. And it's the same thing as sports or business or school or anything. When you get sloppy with the little things, they add up, and obviously it's the same for your mind. But from my own personal experience, failure has been the best thing to happen for me mentally. I mean, obviously in the moment you don't see that, but for example, like when I first started having problems or talking to therapists or counselors or psychiatrists, it was like 2, 3 times a week because I just had no idea. My mind's bouncing off the walls constantly. I have no idea. Well, I'm really angry today, so I'm going to be pissed off at everyone else. The world's out to get me, and it was exhausting. And there's going to be times like that, though. And if you're kind of just starting the process of understanding this or wanting to get some work done mentally, there's going to be plenty of times like that. And that's where it's like, without that, I couldn't be where I am now, though. And it's always putting into perspective. Like, even when I'm doing well, I had to remind myself, which goes into like the complacency part of it, is like there was a opposite to this. And the only reason that you know the happiness or this calm that you have now is because you had the other side. So always keep that in your head when you're doing it, because I know it's a long goal or it's really hard to do. Like, well, I'm going to do this for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. And that's very difficult to do. So for me, it's literally just waking up every single day and going, you know what, today I'm going to control my emotions. I'm going to control my thoughts. And I'm going to understand why I'm feeling the way I am so I can be a better member of society, a better boyfriend, a better son, a better friend. Because, like I said yesterday, you only have today. And that's why I really value that understanding emotions, because I don't want to be the guy who wakes up angry or carries stress from work or from workouts onto other relationships. Because one, like the other people you're interacting with, that's not fair to them. They didn't deserve this, or they had nothing to do with it. And just because you can't understand why you're feeling a certain way doesn't mean you should hurt someone else. But again, we're human, and I still do it by it. I can catch myself maybe afterwards, and I'm like, I'm better than that, but I still do it. And that's where, again, is you just don't get frustrated with it. You roll with it. You get better, and you learn the tools, and you're trying to train yourself on what works, what doesn't work, what doesn't work. You can adapt the style or your foundation to fit you better. Meditation and yoga and eating right works well for me. Exercising, but then the moment I break that cycle, I kind of revert back to my old ways, and so that's why I really think understanding emotions is a key thing to hit on early in my series here. Is that a lot of my personal problems were, I'm not saying solved, but my life was vastly improved once I was able to go, well, I'm mad or I'm very really sad or depressed right now, but why? Why am I feeling that way? And I try to identify those areas and I try to improve that. And obviously I want to dive deeper into this, and it's even with my own life because it's been a huge part of it. But I don't want to kind of stray off the path here. But if anyone out there is having issues with understanding your emotions or why you're feeling a certain way, or maybe I just can't shake this feeling, one, understand that plenty okay. It is completely okay to feel that way or have those thoughts or have that tough day, because everyone's going to have tough days. It's never going to be perfect. But there's a process to it. And so if you're in the dark right now, know there's a light, know there's a road that you can go down, you can get help, and it gets better, because I'm a living example of that. And I'm not trying to sit here like I'm this prodigal, like the prodigal son, or I'm a saint by any means, because every single day it's a challenge and it's hard to do. But I can very much say that if you invest in this idea of understanding yourself and understanding your emotions, a lot of problems and a lot of hate and a lot of that junk you got in here, just let it go. And it's a really good feeling. So I hope you guys have a great weekend here. Have a great rest of your Friday. And I don't know if I'm going to do videos over the weekend, but I know for sure I'll pick back up on Monday. So till then, just take 5 minutes a day, reflect on how you're feeling, how you're doing. Take that deep breath, and just know that today's what you make it. Tomorrow can be an even better day if today's not what you want. So I'll see you.